The new Zelda game Breath of the Wild has a lot of iconic characters. Some we have seen before, and others are completely new. So today we're going to take a look at the very best ones, since some are clearly more fun and interesting than others. Number 5. This has to be one of the most talked about and shipped characters in the history of the entire Zelda franchise, Paya. She's portrayed as helpful and eager to share what information she can with Link, although her timid and bashful nature tends to get in the way of doing this. She will often stutter and cover her face when speaking to him, and judging from her interactions with him and the entries in her diary, she appears to have a tremendous crush on Link, and she later expresses this love in her diary. But that's not all. Her name comes from a papaya-shaped birthmark she has on her left butt cheek. Nintendo. Who came up with this? This, combined with her love for Link, made her an instant fan favorite. Many people thought she was interesting and cute, including me. She just became an instant meme on the internet, something people talked about since she had such a distinct character. And only later on in the game you find out where this birthmark is. So that's where the mystery already started for a lot of people. They wanted to know where it was. Nintendo just created an extremely cute, innocent and shy character, and they hit the mark pretty well. She is very memorable because of it. Number 4. Now the next one has been seen in the series before, multiple times even, and that helps a lot with making him great. Beetle, a small-time businessman seen working on the high seas with his shop-ship in the Wind Waker and Phantom Hourglass, within the gates of Hyrule Castle Town in the Minish Cap, in the skies of Hyrule with his air shop in Spirit Tracks and Skyward Sword, and now also in Breath of the Wild. He can be found walking around Hyrule, mostly close to stables, and he still has the same roles in the old video games. But what's extra special in Breath of the Wild is that you will meet him every now and then during your adventure. In the game, you walk around the world a lot, and every time you see one of those stables, he is there, and he just makes you happy instantly. He's a very hyperactive and enthusiastic guy. You can already see this from the very beginning when he starts talking to you. After a long, tough day in the destroyed and hectic world of Hyrule, Beetle provides some relief, a positive vibe, and I like that a lot. Besides that, just look at the guy. He has to be one of the best looking characters in the game. He reminds me a lot of the Happy Mask Salesman in a good way. Number 3. If you thought Beetle is a cheerful guy, then you haven't seen this one yet. I think you already know who I'm talking about. The legendary Hestu, a large-sized korok who plays the maracas. He's looking for all the koroks, and this is why the first korok you meet initially thought you were Hestu and not Link. Besides that, you can give him the korok seeds and get a bigger inventory in return. The way to introduce him is really funny, since you don't really expect it. You just see him standing on the side of the road. And as soon as you talk with him, you get to experience all his mad quirks. He is such a lovable person because of it. He is an extremely useful character and a cheerful one as well. He has a certain childish vibe that I like a lot. In the beginning, he just wanders Hyrule, and when you find him, you can upgrade again. This is a really nice way of getting to know him, since you run to him immediately when you see him, and bit by bit, you start to like him more. He has such a weird charm. It's hard to explain, but he is certainly memorable because of it. Number 2. Now the next one is yet again a cheerful one. I just seem to like that a lot. However, there's also some mystery attached. During the main quest of the game, you come across Pura, a sheikah scientist who can be found in the Hateno Ancient Tech Lab of Hateno Village. She's actually the older sister of Impa, however she doesn't look like the older one, and that's where this character becomes interesting. Apparently she used to be a lot older, but created an age-reversing rune for the Hyrulean army and ended up testing it on herself. And guess what? It worked! And now she's 6 years old! This makes the character way more interesting, since all of this is explained in her diary, but there are also a lot of questions left unanswered. Sure, she has some memorable quotes and lines, but to be honest, the most interesting thing about her is the experiments she does, since they build a whole story around it, involving all kinds of characters, and the more you look into it, the further you go down the rabbit hole. It was an interesting character from the start. This, combined with all her weird poses and quotes, makes her a very fun character. She has a childish feel, which is quite logical since she is 6 after all, but still, she can be very serious as well, and helps progress the story. The best of both worlds, to say the least. Number 1. When you're running around through the world of Hyrule, you come across random travelers and people a lot, but there is one person that can be found in the world that makes everyone hyped. Kass, a minstrel who travels and sings the legends of the areas he visits, while accompanying himself on accordion. He will offer to play songs related to the area Link encounters him in. The lyrics of said songs contain clues on how to unlock nearby hidden secrets. So this offers a fun challenge for the player, and some of these riddles are extremely difficult to solve. And it's also a fun way of getting some information on the area you're in, as well as hearing some tasty jams. And in Zelda, music is king. It brings back the feeling Sheikah gave us in Ocarina of Time, since the scene is so similar. Kass is just a fun little touch to the game's world. And he also starts to develop a story throughout the game, since he was around when Calamity Ganon attacked. However, I won't spoil that for you. When it comes down to it, Kass is a character that shapes the world and gives it some depth. It's characters like these that make or break a game. So as you can see, Breath of the Wild has some amazing characters. But hey, what did you expect? The game is praised by many, including me. Hey there, be sure to check out my other social media. We do all kinds of fun stuff there, so just click on the links down below. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed. If you want to watch more videos, click the annotations on the screen right now, and why not subscribe? Because there's way more coming!